Welcome back to episode 7 of my Age of Wonders 3 challenge series, specifically the Tier 1 Orc Spearman only challenge. It is turn 35, and I have met the AI opponents this turn. So we have a Dwarf Theocrat, and remember, we know from the capital positions that only one of these are underground. It's likely the Dwarf Theocrat or the Goblin Theocrat, one of those two. But so we've got Theocrat, which Theocrats suck because Shrines of Smiting with their AoE ult will really suck for the type of low tier 1 troop massing I'm trying to do. Those spells are going to suck to navigate, so it would be nice to take them out early. Warlord, I can physically go toe-to-toe with my superior numbers against a Warlord, especially a Goblin Warlord, so no problem. Dreadnought, I hate fighting Dreadnoughts no matter what race I am. Just hate it. Their big machines are going to be tough, especially tough in siege battles. After I'm trying to break through walls and they're decimating me with their Juggernauts, etc., it's just going to suck. But in open fields, if I can get up in their face, I should be able to do decent DPS to them if I put a few guys on them. So a little less scary than Theocrats, but still annoying as hell. Rogues can be kind of scary, especially with the physical resistance of Shadow Stalkers. It's gonna be tough to chew through those, but otherwise I can pretty handily deal with rogues otherwise. So I would have preferred facing up against a Necromancer or an Archdruid, stuff like that, but this will do. So that's who I'm with. You can see my governance stuff here, so I'm up to 56 governance experience. My race happiness is quite excellent. Working on warfare levels, trying to boost this up to facilitate this. I'm preparing Embrace Darkness because I want to cast it on some cities so I can get some life-stealing Orc Spearman. So hopefully that will prove useful. What is it? Anything else? I got Dread Siege, which good timing with this because I'm gonna really need that to even the stakes. In order to cast Dread Siege and still have mana, I need more casting points. So that's part of my reason for going into additional warfare points. And that is about it with changes of that. That's useless. This migration time being cut by 50%, that's cool. That's worthwhile. War effort really boosted my gold per turn. Really, really boosted it. It was really big, especially with the type of strategy I'm doing. So those have been key. You can see I'm doing a little terraforming for that. What else is up? So yeah, I'm gonna be taking them out first. In terms of where I've got some stacks, Champ 4, Champ 4, Champ 3. So yeah, it's a pretty decent stack. And for context, so if you're like a Champ 4, that's 88 hit points. So that's where we're at with that. So I have a unit starting to try and send builders up and through, sending some people this way, down this way, so that I can clear these and then head to the right, kind of have that back secure. Sending some builders there. In terms of what we're building, you can see I was doing a lot of infrastructure before, but now meeting the opponents, I'm really focused primarily on Spearman. So that's what I'm doing most places. I have unfortunately, doing this terraforming is useless because it's still volcanic, and orcs hate volcanic. And so I'm going to have to think about maybe releasing them to Vassal. I could put them to another race, but then it would just be for infrastructure cities. They couldn't be producing the Orc Spearman. So my plan is, I'm trying to boost happiness a little bit, but to be producing Spearmen out of here, unless they get to so bad with morale that I need to release them to vassal or migrate them to another type just to be able to do some infrastructure. You can see building this life-stealing units. And starting to try assemble a force here to push this way. So that's what I'm doing with that. So you can see I have several stacks and the rest are moving. I have started to use waypoints for some of my cities, which is something you can do with the change rally city point, doing that just to reduce some clicks. So that is what's been happening. In terms of interesting battles, I don't know that I've had anything interesting. These clears are, I think I've shown something like that before. Those clears are pretty easy, so we don't need to show that. Yeah, I don't think there's anything else terribly interesting. So again, trying to go in with 2 or 3 stacks whenever possible, just to reduce the chances that I mess up. So I have some stacks here heading this way as well, and I'll eventually want to head this way. So yeah, I think this has been episode 7, turn 35. I'll see you in episode 8.